lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan, and today I'm going to be talking about this Rogue miniseries from '95. And the reason I'm talking about it today, as you can see by that signature, this is Mike Wieringo, and he's one of my favorite artists. He was the artist of the first comic book I ever read. So when I found out that there was a whole miniseries with one of my favorite X-Men, Rogue, I had to pick it up. Before I get into it, I just want to remind everybody, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the really dope content we got on the channel. Got interviews, indie creator spotlights. We go through artist editions. We go through self-published comics, everything. Marvel, DC, Fantagraphics, Image, Dark Horse, IDW, everything on this channel. So hit that subscribe button. And now let's get into this Rogue miniseries. Now, I'm not going to get super crazy into it. I just kind of wanted to show it off a little bit. First of all, some great covers. But let's get in with issue 1. So, like I said, the reason I picked this up was for the art. Howard Mackie is the writer, and this whole story is about Rogue, going back home. She's talking about she's gonna go home, but we get this really this playfulness feeling with her, where she's like, I'd love to change chat some more. I've got things to do and people to see, and she flies off super happy. But then we see she's flying. She's kind of a little melancholy. We go back, she's talking about her past, and there's this guy in a coma, and it ends up being her first kiss, which kind of triggered her powers. And so she's got this guilt going on with her. And all the while, we got this other story that's kind of taking place at the same time, and it's with, Belladonna, Gambit's ex-girlfriend. She wants to get revenge on both Rogue and Gambit, and she's taking over the Thieves Guild from her father. And so something had happened. I didn't read the story, but something had happened where I guess Rogue had taken some of her memories, through her powers of when she touches somebody, she takes their powers or she takes their memories or whatever. And so she wants revenge, and that takes place throughout. I love this too. Is about to meet up with Gambit. They're newly a new couple, and these guys walk up and they make some remarks to her, and remarks that usually douchebags from a bar, biker dudes would make or whatever. And she's just like, oh, your flattery makes me positively weak in the knees. And you could just tell the sarcasm, right? And who runs up but Gambit takes this card and throws it at their bikes, blowing them up. And she's like, I can handle myself. But this is just, again, I love Wieringo. I love his art, his Flash, his Fantastic Four. So much good stuff. He did some Superman work too, and taken so young. But so any chance I get to kind of rediscover some old work by him, I love it. And so here we get, Rogue is going to tell Gambit a little bit about this guy Cody, and how, she has this guilt over him, and he's been in a coma, so she's going to visit him, and that's why she had to leave home. He just reminds her it's in the past, and together we got a future, right? And she's, you don't understand. My past is my future. I can't escape what I am. And so this is what's gonna take place throughout. We get these, back and forth. She tells Gambit to go, and she's got this, but he will always be by her side. Get this nice little moment between Gambit and Storm, because that's how Gambit was introduced in issue 266. Was he was teaching Storm everything she knew about, being a thief. And she kind of gives him a little advice on how to handle this relationship with Rogue. And as Rogue goes to visit Cody, she sees he's gone and gets blasted by somebody off in the dark. And it's some ghost-like mutant, and we don't exactly know who it is, but they're going to trap her and bring her to Belladonna. They're there to deliver this message from Belladonna, and she talks, the boy's mine, and so she's got it out for her. And Cody's just to start. Remy will be next. Everything you touch will be taken away. And she's obviously guilt is in her, because she can't control this power. She can't touch. She can't have human contact, and it wasn't done on purpose. So what is she gonna do? She has to fly. She has to get out, and she's gonna track down Belladonna. And then this, we got this other voodoo doctor, and she's going to end up betraying Belladonna and tell Rogue where they are and how to save them. Coming through the water, and she's going to help find him. And a lot of this is, the back and forth between Belladonna and now Rogue, and basically a revenge story from Bella. Gambit's on his way. He's going to try to find her. And in doing so, the assassins from the Thieves Guild are coming after him. I love this scene too, like where the explosion takes place and you just see Rogue flying. I love this kind of stuff. You don't need to have the character in the shot to make a really cool action scene. And she comes up. I love this. Anyone ever tell you talk too much or you should be fighting? Can't recall leaving anyone in a condition to say much of anything after a fight, Sherry. I love it. Love Gambit. Gambit's one of my favorite characters, so the dynamic between the two of them, I really dig. I love that, they have each other's backs. She'll try to save him by flying away and deserting him, but he will always go for her. And he wakes up hours later and she's flown off. And then she gets attacked again by the assassins. Cool fight scenes here. But yeah, just really great. Now Gambit's going to be led by his cousin and where he needs to go to save her. Bella's going to end up getting betrayed by one of her mutant cohorts. All these different mutants being thrown at her. Bah, bah, just running the gauntlet on her. And then I love this one mutant that comes in that can shape change and takes the form of Gambit. Then takes the form of Ms. Marvel. And again, just they just keep calling out the fact that everything she touches comes in touch with, they get hurt. So now Rogue has come upon Kandra, who has the ability to bring mutants to their full potentials, but then also strip them of their powers, which is what she does to Belladonna and Rogue. And now they have no powers, and she gets stabbed. And we are left with the conclusion. And Rogue is going to have the square off that we've been leading up to, and just completely fucking go to town on each other. And even though she got betrayed by Kandra, she still hasn't succumbed to okay, I can't trust this woman. Rogue runs trying to get her bearings and waits for Bella, and then they have a knock 'em down fight. And in the end, Gambit's able to get out. But Cody is thrown away, and Rogue's powers start to come back, and she is able to go save Cody. She's not going to leave without him. She's not this time, never again, because she did. She feels like she abandoned him after she basically put him in that coma. And now the voodoo doctor or voodoo witch is now going to help her get this closure. And he comes up. She gets to talk to Cody one last time, and don't blame yourself. It's nobody's fault. Life dealt us a bad hand. You got to move on. Don't have regrets. And this is the place I was happiest. Now do me a favor and leave the past where it belongs, in the past. And we get a great ending. She's able to kind of get that closure with Cody and maybe move forward from there. Really well drawn series. I dig this story, but for me, the art is really what kind of brought me to it. Again, I love these covers. I'm curious why this one wasn't a foil, but that's neither here nor there. They did the inverse. They just did the blue behind the yellow, but every other one it's on top. So I wonder if that's an error. Not sure, but anyways, really dope series drawn by the great Mike Wieringo, and I highly recommend it. Make sure you check out the rest of the vids on the channel. Make sure you follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, I'm out.